Today, I'm going to walk you through your first program that you do with Jeroo. So we're going to open your first program image, which this is your instructions that you're going to complete. It basically tells you to start Jeroo. You're going to create your environment. You're going to write your program, run your program. So we click on the link that takes us to the Jeroo dashboard, and we don't actually have to open an island because our directions here tell us to make sure that the island layout is clear. We do want to place a flower at row 12, column 12. So under Island Edit, I'm going to choose Flower. And the neat thing is that if you hover over each square, you'll see down here at the very bottom below the island, you see the cursor location. It's giving you the coordinates. So you don't have to sit there and count to find what the coordinate is. You can hover until you find 12, 12. You're going to click to place a flower at 12, 12. Now it's time for us to write a program. It says to create a Jeroo with your name. You want to tell your Jeroo to hop to the flower and to pick the flower. So the first thing that we have to do when we create our code is we have to set up our method main. All right. Then next we're going to use shift and the letter beside the P to do that opening brace. Next we need to create our Jeroo. So Jeroo, give it your name, new Jeroo. All right, so this code is going to create a Jeroo named Lori, which is a new Jeroo. It is case sensitive, so the J should be capitalized in both of the words Jeroo. Everything else is lowercase. Another common mistake that students make is they put a colon at the end of the line instead of a semicolon. It's very important that you put a semicolon. So we've just created that Jeroo. If we were to run this program, the Jeroo is going to start in the top northwest corner in coordinate 0, 0. So we have to look and decide how many times do we want our Jeroo to hop to get to that flower. Well, we count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we hop 12 times, we would be directly over the column that our flower is in. So we want to tell our Jeroo to hop over 12 times. So we have to call the Jeroo by name. We put a period. We give the command of what we want it to do, which is hop. And in parentheses, we tell it how many times to hop, and we end the line of code with a semicolon. Now, it's very important that whatever you named your Jeroo when you created it, that you call that Jeroo by the exact same name. So if I capitalized my L in Lori, I would have to make sure I capitalized my L in Lori on line 4. If you spell the name wrong, then the code doesn't know that you're talking to it, and it's not going to perform the action that you're telling it to perform. We press enter. Now, mind you, we are right above our flower in the same column, and we have to decide, okay, how am I going to tell this Jeroo to turn? Keep in mind, right now it's facing east. So every time it's hopping, it's moving from west to east. All right. So I'm going to tell my Jeroo to turn. The direction I tell it, either left or right, has to be in all caps. So if my Jeroo is facing towards the right and I want it to turn down, what I like to do is use my arms. So if you picture yourself standing facing the east side of Jeroo with your arms out, okay, that's the way that the Jeroo is hopping. If I want to move down, I would take my right arm and motion it down to turn that direction. So if I want to turn south, I'm going to tell Lori to turn right. I want to put it in all caps and then end my line of code with a semicolon. All right, so I'm here. I've turned. Now I need to hop how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I hop 12 times, I'll be directly on top of the flower. Now to pick the flower, I have to tell Lori to pick, and that code should actually tell it to pick the flower. Now to run the program, this play button actually runs it step by step, one step at a time. The run the program continuously is the button to the right of that. I'm actually going to play it step by step so you can see it as it goes through. So I've clicked, I click again, I see that my Jeroo has been created. It is at 0, 0, facing east. It hops 12 times. It turns right, hops 12 more times, picks the flower. If I scroll down, I'll notice that my Jeroo Lori is created. I'll see that it has one flower in its pouch. Once the program is complete, I see at the bottom, the program is complete. If there had been any errors, they would have showed up in this box to try to give you suggestions as to what to do to fix your code. Now, if you'll notice in Classroom, it is telling you to turn this in by, it says submit a screenshot of your run program and the code file. So in Jeroo, I would actually take a screenshot of my island after it had been run. Okay, it should look just like my screen. Then on the source code side, I'm going to make sure I go to source file and I want to save this. This one is first program. And then this program file, I would also turn in with my screenshot. So your screenshot can be pasted in a Word doc, and then you also upload the code that goes along with it. Hopefully you have made it successfully through your first program, and we'll learn more about Jeroo tomorrow.